real world. Let's get it. Real talk with
Good morning, good morning, good morning, guys. Yeah, you know what time it is. Welcome to another edition of Real Talk with Carl and Charlene. We have another amazing show today. We're going to be reflecting today. We're going to be talking about where we've come from, Charlene and myself, and the things that we've got accomplished, the things that we've inspired others to do, and the things that we've been a part of in 2021. Yes, it's winding down. We in Q4. We're looking also to the projections, what's going on for Q1. Because if you're not thinking about Q1 as a business leader, a business owner, entrepreneur, solopreneur, whatever you are, if you're not thinking about Q1 and getting yourself ready for 2022, you are well behind the ball. I just want to thank every one of our guests coming out. This is a global show. We appreciate you guys every single Tuesday and Thursday at 10 a.m. here at the Real Talk with Carl and Charlene. We want you to drop down in the comment sections where you tuning in from. What's your reflection for 2021? What have you gone through? Share with us your journey. And also, if you got some stuff coming up for 2022, put that in the comment section too, because we want to celebrate it with you. It's just real talk. But I can't do this without my wonderful host. Yeah, y'all know who she is, the Queen of Brooklyn. Come on, bring it. Lee Brown, what's up?
Hey!
Oh, come on, man. You got to
Yes!
work on
What's
your
going on,
timing, man. You got to come
everybody?
in. You got to come in with that. Hey, you come in with the pulse patrol. Hey.
And look, let me just tell you, because as you were sitting there
Oh,
talking about reflections, right?
oh, wow, wow. Let's
My
not
my
reflect.
my new super knocked on my door at 9, and you know me, I'm like, who am I
Oh,
doubt?
wow.
It's early morning. Who am I doubt? But
Oh,
he came through and he was like, oh, there was a package outside for you, and it's just sitting by your door. And I'm like, oh, I didn't know. I was like, thank you. So I opened up this beautiful box by um I'm sorry, FLF
okay.
Boutique, but
Okay.
it was by way of one of my connections. So you know what we always say, community matters and being
Yes.
intentional matters. So Deanna Jean, who runs an amazing community, the Intentional Success Tribe, honey.
Yes.
She, of course, she don't say nothing, but a box pops up and I'm opening it up. And I love surprises, but I never think about the unboxing and videotaping it and all that. So I said, no, no, no. I remember last time.
Oh, wow.
So let me get my camera out.
Get your camera out. Get your camera out. Let's take some
So I'm
photos,
just
right?
gonna tell you some of the beautiful things that popped up, right? I don't know if you can see the box.
No,
Hold
go
on.
over a little bit. There we go. There we go.
Okay.
Goals,
She
journey. Oh, wow.
so
That's
she
top
so,
notch.
Man, she sent us out a journal. So we gonna get it
Oh,
together, honey, for
yes.
2022. She prepping everybody. And then got this,
The power of the
and,
written word. Oh,
and honey,
Sato.
you know what
Feel
that is.
that.
You're a writer, right? You're a writer. You know what
I'm
that is.
loving that right there.
Come on now.
Oh,
Come
well,
on
not
now.
the little gold tippy tip.
Come
All right,
on
all right, all right,
now.
all right. Shut it down. Shut
I
it
said,
down.
let me just show a little something, something, so y'all can see
Happy
what
days is over.
when you
Happy
when
days
you
is
run
over.
in a community and you showing people. It's a
Yes.
T-shirt in here. I said, let me keep it in
Oh,
here because I'm
yeah.
gonna rock that on one of my videos today. But
Oh, man. That's what I'm
when
talking
I
about.
tell you top notch, baby, letting you know, like, not only is she grateful and you're a
Hmm.
part of a community, and you see
Oh.
this nice little journal. It was wrapped up like this with a little thing right here. Child,
Oh,
come on now.
oh. That's
And
what I'm
then
talking about.
literally when you open up, and it smells so cute. I'm like, come on now. And
Oh,
it's
she
all
put the
about
smell
gold.
goods on it too?
Man, I sniffed it. It smells
It,
good.
it ain't no food, man. It ain't
And
no food.
it's pages and pages and pages of you just writing down your goals, like
That's
individually,
awesome.
right? So that's because we always got ideas. Carl, you and me popping off ideas all the time.
Man, all the time.
And now you can write out an individual goal, say, give it a note that you want to be, the date that you want it to be achieved, why you want to do it, how you're going to get it accomplished,
Oh,
what is
wow.
holding you back, and what is a reward that you're going to give yourself for achieving this. Now, come on.
Man, you got
Things that you don't think about, but you're like, oh, I got to get this done. I got to get this done.
to.
And then you're like, well, shoot, at the end of the day, why do you want to do it? And then how are you
Wow.
going to get it done? And that can be anything. That can be like, oh, I'm going to get it done by asking people to help me. I can
Mhm.
get it done by hiring people, whatever that looks like for you. But I'm just saying, I wanted to share that so y'all see
Man, that is
an
awesome.
example of what it is when a community leader steps up and says, you know what, thank you so much for being a part of this. And that's something that I'm striving for, right? So it's just to know, like, oh wow, it can be done. Here's an example. It doesn't have to be the exact thing, but here's a great example. I love that. I love that.
Oh man, this is like I'm like speeches. I'm speeches now. I'm normally not speeches. I normally have a lot of things to say, but I'm not speeches. But that is
Take over.
amazing.
I'm gonna be right back. Take over.
Oh wow, but it's my show anyway, yo. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you, Carla, for coming by, helping us out, supporting us. We truly appreciate it. Um, we just got a lot of reflection to do for 2021, right? That we started this show, like I think July, like it's only been like maybe 3, 4 months now, 4 months. I can do the math real quick off my head. And like we have met some amazing people. We've had some amazing people on the show. We've had some amazing ones that have shared and been a part of our success as well as coming by and supporting us. And all of these things are really vital for growing community, right? When we look at all of the things that we're trying to accomplish, the things we put into when we went and decided to have this show, just real talk, we just wanted to have a place where people could come and get real information, real talk, not with all the hustle and bustle, red tape, and all of that that go on, but just people sharing their tips, sharing their journey, sharing their goals, sharing their aspirations, sharing in as a community, right? And we have definitely accomplished that. We got more on the horizon for 2022. But I just want to say, Deanna Jean, I know you watching. Oh, I'm feeling that package you sent out, man. That was gravy. Yes, I didn't get mine, but I'll be on the phone with you today so I can get
You better
mine.
join the community. What you talking
Yeah,
about? You
yeah, I
better
got to
join the
join the
community.
community. Yeah, she does have the and and Deanna has spotlighted me on her clubhouse. Let me get shouts out to her. She put me in her clubhouse room, had me spotlight me for 3 glorious nights of telling of talking to you guys about vulnerability. And yes, I
Mhm.
mean she just sent me the thing a couple of times. I got to get off the bandwagon and get in the
Mm,
game and get
mm.
into
And
that success tribe. All right,
and I'm
I'm
just gonna
feeling
tell
you.
you, Deanna, we she's been on the show twice, and you guys know
Yes,
3 times, right? 3 times.
yes, three
And
times. Like
as
she's a
y'all know,
resonance.
yeah, she does it. She doesn't do scrub behavior. She
No.
doesn't do scrub connections. Everything she does is intentional. So you know, once you connect with her, it's going to be an intentional connection. If you need something, if you need help, if you need guidance, if you need to help build your own tribe, she's great at that. That's what she does. So it's all about making sure that not only do you understand the power that you have
Yes.
in what you do. You bring power. You are in this world for a reason.
You
You're
got to.
bringing purpose to someone's life, but they're not going to know unless you connect with them and you're visible in some way, shape, or form. So I think for me, part of the reflection for me for 2021 has been to be someone who is out there, who is active. And when I really reflect on my life as a whole, I've been super blessed with amazing people in my life. I've had some scrubs. Please don't get it twisted. But I'm blessed to have
TLC
the
say
scrubs.
scrubs.
I'm blessed that I have had those scrubs. Why? Because they taught me what I didn't want. They taught me the type of people I didn't want to be connected to or I didn't want in my life. And I just had to keep learning because a lot of times I've said it before that I've been told to be seen and not heard. I've been told to be mindful of other people, but then I've never really been taught to speak up for myself. Now I can if I need to, I will let you know, like how Shadow bites you if he
Oh
don't want to
wow.
mess with you no more. He's like, hello, I'm done with you today.
Yeah. Yeah. See,
So right. So for me, I can do that, but it's not always ideal because as a Taurian, I can lash out.
Wow.
and I can say something, but because it's
Yes.
been on my heart for so long and I never said it when I earlier when the offenses were happening, I was waiting until it was all bottled up and about to explode. So by the time it explodes, I'm not curtailing my words. I'm not being cute about it. I'm just going, if I have to put the F and the capital, I'm gonna make
Whoa,
it
whoa,
capital.
whoa,
I'm
whoa.
gonna
This is a
bold it
family
up.
show.
I'm gonna wrap it in a sailor container and I'm gonna send it out. I don't care what happens. So I
Nah,
had to
man.
learn to not do that, and I had to learn, especially in 2021, to be vocal early and to be intentional about setting my expectations. Because it wasn't just about me always meeting everybody else's expectations. I had my own to meet, and I had my own that I needed other people to meet. So if I put my foot down on something and I said I don't want to do something, I didn't like having somebody almost do that roundabout chit chat with you. And before you know it, you're like, "Ugh, okay, fine." No, if I said no, I'm learning. It's a whole damn complete sentence. It's not a halfway passageway. It's none of that. It's a complete sentence. Period, point, and all of the blanks. So that's what I had to really come to terms with, especially in 2021. So come 2022, honey, it's all changing. Because even you and me, we got our meeting coming up. So
Yes, yes. Come 2022. And this is disclaimer because I'm touching on the legal matter here. For all of those who we asked to be on this show, it's going to be a new way of we bringing you on the show for 2022. There's not going to be any misunderstandings, many misfilings, misleadings, misappropriations. We're going to get all the misses out in
he said
2022.
misappropriation. What are we
Yes, we will.
misappropriating?
No, we're not. But apparently, some
What
people
are
that
you
have
saying
broadcast,
today?
for some people that have asked to be on the show, they misappropriated the information to be there. But what we're going to do, we're going to be really diving in. Like in 2022, I was talking to someone on a couple of shows that I was on last week because I was kind of busy on shows last week, and I was talking to someone backstage, and I was saying 2022 is going to be the year of the collaboration. And when I say that, no, I'm not talking about artists just hooking up. I'm not talking about you having somebody do a rap on your singing, your R&B cut. I'm talking
Mm,
about collaborations of community, getting together, seeing what I could bring to you, what we could put together, and what we could put out for others to be empowered. And this is
right.
what we're going to be doing. It's not going to be that big old traditional big time name company hub and all the talent. It's people out here that's been on this grind for the whole entire year of 2021, really heavily since the pandemic really locked us up like March maybe
Hmm.
2020, and they carried that on and they've been doing it. So it's really been more than a year that people have been putting their talents to the grind, their gifts to the grind. And I'm going to see, you're going to see it. We're going to witness it. Believe you, I'll say it here first on Real Talk. 2022, you're going to see a lot of collaborations with people from all realms getting together to provide all kind of services and information of empowerment to just individuals. So look out for that because we're going to be a part of that. We leading the way with that. We started in 2021. Yes, we started it with Real Talk. We started putting the collabs together. We started getting people together. We started giving you information. No, not charging you. No, not putting you on a payment plan. Giving you real live steps so you can step to it, put it in your arsenal, and then work it out. And we're going to
Hmm.
continue to do that. We're going to add panels. We're going to have shows. We got the website up and running. We got officialness. We got the website. We got booking information. We just doing it real big. Because I told everybody, if y'all can you hear me now? When we get done, we gonna be up there with Oprah. I don't care what nobody say. I'm holding on
Speak
to
it
that.
out there. Speak it
I'm
out
holding
there.
on to that. We can't
Because I
talk
would
about it.
giggle and I'm like, what? But they
Yeah,
say
she
when
gonna
you
giggle and then brush off her seat with her
when
name
they
on it,
say
right?
when you uncomfortable, that's when you know that's the right thing for you to be doing. When you
Yeah,
uncomfortable, that's where you need to be moving towards. So
you
all right,
always
sir.
gotta be.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I'm
You
not gonna
gotta be
fight you. I'm not
moving
gonna laugh
towards
no more.
that. No, because you gotta put those things in. When I first started and I first turned to be an attorney, and then I set my eyes on that civil rights spot, right? Everybody
Hmm.
was like, "Oh, you want to be the next Ben Green, or you want to be the next what's the other gentleman that's pretty profound attorney that's civil rights? Like he run into these cases of these unjustifiable shootings and all that." I said, "No, that ain't what I wanted my claim to fame to be. I wanted my claim to fame to get into the community of legal, change the narrative of thinking, and have
Hmm.
us understand everybody what their civil rights was. Not just somebody who didn't stop for the cop, just a cop who didn't know what he was doing and just did his job wrong. But we're going
Right.
to entertain information for people to educate themselves to know what to do, when to do. So that's so when you're looking at that, you want to go big. We going big. We shot out big. I started the show. I don't think we had about like 4 people following us at the time. We had nothing. But I said, Oprah, here we come. You know what I mean? I sent her a couple of things because she's on LinkedIn. So I sent her a couple of messages. I had to pay Sales Navigator to message her, but I sent her a message. We
Uh
coming for
oh.
you, Oprah. So
Ooh,
yeah, so
child. Hold on. Oprah got you on Sales Navigator. Oprah and Phil.
yes, yeah. So you know what I mean. So hey, nothing's impossible. All you gotta do. My daddy told me when I was a little kid. He's like, you can tell anybody anything. It's how you tell them. So I never had this fear of like your title. Like your title didn't mean nothing to me. Not in the
Right.
essence of not me respecting it, because I respect your title and the work that you put in to earn that. But as far
Hmm.
as me being able to communicate with you because you have that, and I'm fearful of that, nah, sorry, homie, I'm not the one. But what are we doing in 2020? What are we doing in 2022? We talked about 2021. We
Yes.
reflected on the greatness that has been this show, the
Yes.
greatness that's going forward in this show, the milestones we made. I mean, like we've got courses kicking off, we've got websites kicking off, we got people
Man.
following us. I've gotten like clients. I signed me a client yesterday, a long time client, been hanging around in the bushes, so I
Hmm.
signed her yesterday. I'm looking forward to starting work with her.
Congrats. Hold on.
Yo,
Let's
the
let's
vulnerability
just celebrate
toolkit
that.
is on. Yes, we're gonna celebrate that with the bigness. She's looking forward to. She's happy. She's been watching me in the background, watching some of my stuff I do on here, my leadership stuff I do with Tracy Borson, and we're
Hmm.
just doing it. I'm trying to push Charlene on some panels because panels is where they are. Panels is where it's at. I'm gonna give me a panel to fix my camera too, because for some reason my just goes in and
I
out. My
told you
connection
in
just don't.
Jersey, but we all can't not be in Jersey. Somebody got to be in Jersey, I guess.
Oh wow. Somebody got to be here with the Sopranos. Somebody got to know where the body's at, right? So we
Somebody
gotta
got
make
to
sure
be in Jersey.
we gotta know we gotta make sure that that's New Yorkers always throwing shade, right? So what do we got coming up for 2022? What are we gonna put on the horizon for 2022? I know we got a
Well,
lot of things in there.
I'm loving that you already dived into panels. So we already been having that conversation that we have met some amazing people, had some amazing guests. So the next step, of course, the logical step is to have the guests do panels with us. And the panels is really about making it a broader conversation because we have guests who are in similar fields or fields that complement each other, and with that you have the different expectations, or you have different ways to get to the same outcome in a sense, right?
Yes.
So the panel that we've envisioned is one where we all can really have that con something I've always loved, a friend and mentor, Peter Sean Palmer. She's always been a person that when she was in Philly, she would invite a group of her friends and people that it's almost like she handpicked us. Like, she knew like specific energies that she wanted around. And when we would go, and it would be a nice weekend in a beautiful house, and we would go there, and the conversations that would come out of that weekend was crazy, crazy conversations. You talked from how breakfast was going to be made to how the world needed to change and what we needed to do to make it happen. So things like that, like, it was just an amazing type of experience to have, and I've been blessed and fortunate to have multiples with her. So that is almost like the same type of energy, something similar, but through the panels that we would do, because everyone can do something positive and can move the needle forward, but we just have different options and different expectations of how it should get done. Doesn't mean that they're all wrong or any one of them are wrong, but it's just different ways. And I've always believed that even if we are fighting for bringing more love into the world or having more people be seen and heard, it doesn't all have to be done the same way. Not everybody has to be on a television show. Not everybody has to write a book. Not everybody has to be in front of a camera. But if you're making moves behind the camera, camera and you're setting things up and you're operating the organizations and stuff like that, that's also another way to move the needle forward. So it's just understanding where you fit, where you are comfortable, and how that can help empower everybody around you.
Yeah, because that collaboration, what I said, and thanks and shouts out to those who's tuning in. Benita, yes, that collaboration, it is collaboration time. And when you think about
Hmm.
there's so many talents, when I look at it on LinkedIn and just scroll through, even give another shout out to my man Gabe and how he put the shows out of all of these people that are live
Yes.
streaming, and all these people are coming out of their foxhole, so to speak, of their
Hmm.
own awareness and just checking in and doing things. And even though, yes, Chris says, say, even though we're still in this pandemic, we're still moving forward. There are a lot of people where the pandemic has really blossomed them. It's really
Hmm.
been giving them great opportunity. And yes, they very much loaded with opportunity and potential. Because if we don't take advantage of this and seize this opportunity right now, it's going to be past us. And at this point in time, it's just we can't let that happen. Like, right? It's so many
Yeah.
moves that we'd be able to make. It's so many things that we're able to add to each other's lives. And now people are getting off the vulnerability thing of like, I don't want to share this. Like people open up. And when I'm saying share this, let me make sure I get this clear to you guys. It's not about just sharing all tragedy and calamity. When you open it up vulnerable, it's sharing some of those things that you're not like. I had to be vulnerable, not about not doing a, being able to do a website, right? I had
Hmm.
this idea of thinking a website was a 1, 2, 3 click. And they make you think that because they have the commercials, Squarespace, and all of these kind of places, GoDaddy, they make you think you could put that stuff together. But there's so much more that's involved with that. And I
Right.
had to be vulnerable enough to say, yo, I can't catch this. Let me get with somebody who can. See, vulnerability is not all about this, yo, man. It's just like I'm just having this kind of and that kind of that. It's well respected when you tell somebody you can't do nothing. It really is. I know you're gonna get some clowns. There's always some in the bush that want to clown you because you don't
Yep.
know. But they're gonna
Yep.
be the same clowns that don't progress, that don't get forward, that don't go move forward, that don't get anything going on in their lives because
Hmm.
they have not been vulnerable enough to open up. So this is what we're doing.
Exactly.
Charlie was vulnerable
Exactly.
enough to open up. She said, Carl, like I know I got this game, right? I got this website game on lock, right? But like I ain't really like into this, like talking about what I could do, right? No, we ain't hit that apostle syndrome because everybody been riding that train. And it's
Right.
really all vulnerability is really the key to it. Like if you want to really know,
Right.
let me holler at me, holler at me. I got a November Thanksgiving special for you. Holler at me. But vulnerability is it. People ain't no
Hmm.
imposter about what they know how to do, but it's the authenticity of how they feel, how it's gonna be received, which is the vulnerability they hold to say, yo, I can do this, but I don't know how people gonna look at it. So I told her,
Right.
look, you got 21 years in the game. You got a lot more game than this one that just DM me this morning talking about they can do me a logo. And I say, well, how long you been working? I'm 5 months on the project with Fervor. Okay, nah, I'm sorry, I can't holler at you. But you got the game. So I say, let's go, put you on, get you on this talk show, let you get talking, let you get easy, put it out there. Man, she didn't blew up. My first non-client. You know what I mean? She didn't blew up.
But I'm his forever experimental client.
Yeah, she forever in beta. She forever in beta. She forever in beta.
But it's true, and part of that was being vulnerable enough to say, you know what, I need help. I don't know nothing
Yes.
about video. I don't like it, but let me put my ear out to being in a challenge, because that's how Carl and
Yes.
I met, through a 21-day
Yeah.
challenge, thanks to Shanae Murray, where we had to sit there and she
Yes.
did not want you to go to bed until she saw a post from you on LinkedIn where you recorded yourself. It didn't have to be live because a lot at that time none of us had live, right? But we
Yes.
had to record ourselves, post it up on LinkedIn, and move on.
And move
But
on.
not just move on like we were done, but still we have to interact with the
Mhm.
people who are commenting, learn how that actually helped push us forward in building the connections, because it wasn't just about getting the emojis. Those are good, but you wanted people to actually make comments, and then you want to respond back to them and build that like that, right? So through that, Carl and I connected, and we kept pushing each other, celebrating each other's wins and stuff like that. And Carl was like, "Well, shoot, let's do a live together." I'm like, "I don't have no live." What? but he had live. So and Carl was doing like 40 shows. So he's like, let me try and squeeze one more through.
Yeah, because I'm open, man. I'm open. People was coming to me talking about, let's put this together. Because I think there's an audience for all of us, right? Even though when I first jumped in, and you probably was, people probably was saying the same thing to you, like, you're a web developer, or they didn't really know to the extent of what your knowledge was. Because when you say
Right.
a web developer, or like you use those kind of categories, it's like simplicity to use. People tend to think like, okay, you make a website. Like they don't really
Right.
give the
Right.
credence to what you do and the expertise that goes with that. So I said, when
Hmm.
I come on and I get to talk about coaching and consulting, who ain't coaching and consulting? I mean,
Facts.
who's not? That was really it. It's not who's doing it, who's not doing it. So I
Hmm.
had to come in the game like, I don't know. This is gonna be like, I don't. It took me the longest to even put that kind of thing in my vernacular, coaching and consulting, because I
Right.
didn't want to be grouped in with a bunch of people who just had programs 3 months here and 6 days to get you seven figures and all of that nonsense. Because I wasn't with that. It ain't fruitful to me. Some people may be getting money on it. Don't get me wrong. I know something works
Hmm.
for some people, but I
Yeah.
knew in my heart that was not what I wanted to do. So I said, you know what? It took me a minute. I said, let me build these people first. Then I
Hmm.
put out there. Then I put the vulnerability coaching in. Nobody's like, yo, it's a coach for vulnerability. What is this dude talking about? So that's the same way I thought about it with sharing and getting out with Charlene. I said, yes, a lot of people here talking about web thing. But honey, they don't got your expertise. They not talking about strategy. They not talking about, what I mean, long term. They ain't talking about putting your stuff together. They ain't talking about coding. She know how to
Right.
code, y'all. Code CODE, not code COAL that you go get for
Right.
Christmas. We talking about actual code, right? So I say, yeah, we got to let some people know about that, and that can't be pushed under. That can't be held down. So this is what we're doing. This is what we're doing.
And through that, that's how I stepped into my expertise as a website architect, because I
Yes.
that's a bigger conversation that I've been having for years with clients, and trying to get them to understand that, like you said, it's more than just putting something up and walking away. The websites don't feed themselves. They just don't. Nothing that you do feeds itself. Nothing that you put
Hmm.
online feeds itself. The website should be a foundation to your marketing. It shouldn't be a secondary thing. It shouldn't be an afterthought. It should be really constructed in a way that helps you win in your business, in the life that you want to build. You need to actually put some thought behind it. So then
Yes.
by the time you're ready to hire somebody, because you could do it yourself, of course. But once we start to blow our businesses up, or our lives start to switch in where we don't want to always be online updating something. We don't always want to be there creating a blog and posting the blog and making sure it posted right. And we don't want to do it ourselves all the time. So it's really about planning it out. What does this
Yes.
look like in the next year and the next 5 years? How does this look like now? And how can we make it look later? And are we building for growth? Because a lot of times people build a website that needs to be totally burned down and then build
Oh
back
yeah, fire sale.
up, build back up so they can now plug other things in. But if you're building with the mindset of, okay, let's start to add other functionalities later. Yes, half of the site might have to be redone, or you might have to switch to a higher performing platform, but you're not throwing everything away. That's where people don't understand where the development side comes in. Where does the planning side come in? So that's where the strategy is supposed to be first. So everything that you're doing, that's great. You can throw up a Squarespace all day. They in Squarespace say you can close your eyes and press two buttons and your site is up and live. You are
I
correct.
did that. I did that.
But the issue now comes, are you building for conversions? Are you building for sales? Are you building just to get your face out there, just so Google can say they know you? But Google will say they know you, but Google's not going to throw you on the top of their results. Because what is it that you want to be known for? And is this going to be something long term? Are you building a brand, or are you just building a temporary business? You have to really put some foresight into that. That's where a lot of other things come into play. How are you getting your domains? Are you investing long term in this domain? Are you starting to build out so you can trademark yourself? And the trademark part of that is going to be, oh, you've been using your brand on your website. You've been using your brand here. When people start to look up your website, which they do, they see historically you have been using this for a while, and you plan on sticking around because maybe you've invested for the next 10 years. So they see all of that and they can tell. So it's all about understanding what is it that you need now and how is that going to propel you forward.
Yeah, that's good. That's good information because you see a lot of time people do start this, and even in the different things, there's so many things that you don't understand how the colors of what you pick, how they're coordinated with what you're saying, with the message that you're
Hmm.
trying to give out to the
Right.
information. Is that matching? Is it matching across social medias with different things where someone can recognize you on any platform? And they understand that the same you is that one that they see on that platform. When you start looking at all of these other things that you bring into the conversation, you're just like, wow, there's a lot to this. And a lot of times we don't understand that. And you
Mm.
don't understand that because you haven't sat down with the strategy. You haven't been vulnerable with yourself to see what can I offer? What
Right.
is my specialty? Right? Like, yes, I'm a coach and I'm a consultant, but what makes me different than those other ones that I see countless times in these rooms, in these
Right.
clubhouse hallways, in these Instagram posts and these, how can I be different from that? And not how can I be different from that? Is it authentically you? Is
Hmm.
that the person that you are? So therefore you can carry the weight of that credibility to the next platform, to the next level. So when I'm looking at doing my website and when I thought about it with Charlene, I said, let's start gravitating and pushing this toward who Carl is. So therefore, when it comes out, no one, there's no guessing there because I had some guessing games going on in mine. So I was like, if I was a photographer, what
Nope. He
Charlene
ain't know
always,
none of
this is her little 2 minutes of fame that I give her. She know if I was a photographer. She know if I was, a bad cameraman. She had no idea what the deal was, right? But when we sat down and we talked about the strategy and we talked about things, and I said, this is what's the importance of actually understanding and diving into what you're doing.
that.
You
Hmm.
start understanding the strategy, you start understanding the connection, you start connecting the dots as to what I do. Because a lot
Right.
of times we're so versatile with what we're capable of doing and sustaining, but how can we, yes, yeah, get me out the matrix. I know my camera's in the matrix, Rob. I can't help it, man. Everybody don't got it like you, Rob, hanging out in LA and Vegas and stuff. You know what I mean?
Rob, we gonna forgive him. He in Jersey. But we gonna work on
Yeah,
that because that's
we
gonna be
did.
part of
Yeah.
the
Hey, know what?
2026.
My buddy Biden trying to pass the infrastructure. Hopefully they'll do some of it in Jersey.
Don't
We
go
get
waiting
some
for that. Don't go
we can
waiting
get
for
some
that.
maybe get some new internet. You know what I mean? But yeah, when you think about that and this was what made our collaboration so great and continue to reflect on 2021. This is what made it so spontaneous, and this is what made it so click. Because I've had a lot of people say, "Yo, you guys got good currency together." Ain't like I've been knowing Charlene Powell. It ain't like I've
Right.
been knowing. I still call her Charlene or Charlene. So see, her
He don't
name is
know. He don't.
Charlene. It's spelled Charlene, but
He know my
country.
name, but he don't know my name.
Country dialect sometimes confuse you, but
I'm
the
gonna use the little audio on LinkedIn today.
yeah,
I'm
Scotty
gonna put it up there.
Socrates say he got my back. He got my back. So
So
yeah,
crap, right?
yeah. Is it so
I
crack?
think that's the pronunciation. But I'm gonna go
Oh,
back
because
to his
I went
LinkedIn
to the French
profile.
though,
I'm gonna go
Socrates.
back to the profile because he posted it because
Oh, okay.
we were on a live on last Friday.
Okay.
I don't want to chop up the man's name. I want to
Jean
say it's
Louis. Hey,
Aaron.
well, I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna call you Jean Louis. I know I can French that, right? Jean Louis.
I want to say it's Garen, but Garen was dropping tips. He was hooking
Oh
people
man.
up with information.
You say the
Um,
audio is on LinkedIn, so we're gonna figure
yes,
that out. We're gonna figure that out, and we're
he
not gonna
hooked it up.
butcher it on the
He hooked it
show.
up. So
Yeah,
yes, so that's where he made
I
sure
had
he
to get
added
my friend.
that.
Yes, I had to make sure I get my friend Darien on there. Me and her is working on French. She's teaching me through Instagram. Good luck with that, but I'm learning. I'm game to learning new stuff. But it's yeah, when you're looking at all of these states, where we got, because we like all over the place. When we're still reflecting though, and we're
Yeah.
talking about these collaborations that have come about, even those that have grown in the community of Growth Academy and how we've been. And this is no knock or no diss on any other communities because I'm in quite a few, and I've had to come out of some just for the simple fact that the growth and the dedication and the development was not there. And it's sort of like I told Shanae the other day when I was talking to her in the back channel on Clubhouse. I was like,
Mhm.
you kind of like spoiled a lot of people that was in the origins of Growth Academy because I'm getting some that's coming in that's in there now, and I'm sharing some of the stuff, and they like, Shanae, tell us that. I say, I'm not telling on you. I just want you to know I ain't telling you. But like the growth, the growth and the closeness
Snitching.
is there, yo. I say no. Everybody ain't got in their ear like like certain people got. She love you and she give you all, and she loves that what she does. But I'm
Yes,
gonna tell you
yes.
to be in the sometime be in the on the ground floor when
Mhm.
things are kicking off. You get fed a lot of love, and that's really what I was
But
telling
let's but
the newbie
also
that's going in.
but also to her credit, Shanae, Courtney, when they see
Yeah,
you
Courtney too. I'm
trying,
sorry. Yeah.
when they see you putting your energy in and you're doing the work, they
Hmm.
supporting you extra tenfold because they see
Yeah.
it. So they
Yeah.
support everybody in their community.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
not
I
get
want to
that.
make it
I just
sound
want
like
to
that.
be,
Yeah.
yeah, I just wanted to make sure
Yeah.
that people get it, don't get it twisted.
No,
They
not at
support
all.
everybody, but with any mentor, any coach, anybody who's there to help pour into you, when they see that you're taking what they've done for
Mm,
you, and you're taking that idea, the concept. Sometimes people just there to mold things for you, and when they
mhm.
see that you're taking it and you're running and you're making something happen, they are going to say, ah, you see, you're the one I need. You're the one that I need to make sure that your cup never goes empty. I'm going to do what I got to do to help you out, because you're not going to hear me and not do anything. Because some people will hear information and will just sit on it. We're
Yes.
not going to even try it. And then you know how it goes. 4 months later, 7 months later, now
Still
we
in
in
them clubhouse rooms,
2027.
still asking them
we
same
we in
questions.
2027 talking about, well, I didn't get no new likes today, but you didn't post nothing either.
Yo, and I'm saying it's so she's so she was so instrumental in all of our growth. And when I say that, I always give because I'm one I always credit give people their credibility based on the merits of things they've done,
Right.
and that's really where the credibility lies. It's on what you've done and what you've accomplished that gives me understanding and credibility that you're able to do these things, right? So when I look at her and I said, am I coming out of some of those groups that I was in? That was the purpose of that. Me coming out of them because they were sucking me instead of giving to me. And when I say that,
Mhm.
not from a place of I want you just give, but I'm a reciprocal kind of guy. So if we're doing this and we're in this together, I
Right.
got ideas and knowledge just like you do. Let's share those. Let's round them out and let's come with something greater, right? That's the
Mhm.
purpose of community and collaboration. You're supposed to have a community. I remember the community blocks back on the streets when I grew up in the city of Chicago. We had the block captains, right? They made sure the parents on the thing kept the litter out the streets, kept their neighborhoods clean. We ain't had no HOAs, what they have now. We had block captains who made sure the block got swept down. People that had leaves on their yards, or if they needed help, they would go and help them people clean their yards up and make it look neat. So when you rolled down our block, it was a manicured block and everybody benefited. So this is the same thing that I see with collaboration. If I got
Mhm.
something and I got a skill, let me come over here and help you with your skill. Yeah, I got a business. Yeah, I got programs. Oh, yeah, we could get past that sometime because we
Yeah.
always want to charge somebody and hem somebody up for $1. Yeah, I got programs. I got a mouth to feed. I got family. I got a mortgage. I got car payments. I'm the same as you. But
Mhm.
sometimes the gratification comes with like, yo, I'm helping a brother come up. You know what I mean? He ain't had to give me anything. I love doing that. I love doing so. I do on the average. I done went back to him. I do on the average about 8 Zooms a day. Yes, all of them is not an hour. Some of them 10 to 15 minutes. Some of them an hour. Some of them last longer. I did one yesterday for an hour and 15 minutes. We was talking so and going back in so much. And I was like, man, we've been on the phone hour 15, but it didn't feel like it. Because we
Right.
started talking about the love of what we were doing, how we can help each other, how we can help others. And
Mhm.
that's what we're going to be doing and projecting for 2022. We're going to come out the game of selfishness and we're going to come and help people level up in business and in life. Well, real recognize real. So that's what we're gonna be doing.
That's true right there. And like you said, when you're in a community that's supportive, you
Mm-hmm.
still have to do that action. And we were talking about that a little bit on Clubhouse. I got back on. But
Oh, clubhouse,
because
yeah.
normally I'm like I'm listening a lot of times right now, because I'm in project mode. But at the end of the day, today was really really good because you were just hearing everybody's story about all the changes that they've come through, and because of a supportive community, because of the actions that they were taking, they started to see change. They started to see and were able to acknowledge that, okay, you know what, this is what's really good for me. And I'm noticing because other people are telling me thank you for sharing, or thank you for me doing this. And it's you stepping out of that comfort zone to make sure that you're sharing enough, and like you said, you're being vulnerable, but it's not always about a negative thing, or you always being sad. It's about you really showing people, like, okay, look, this is what can happen. And because I made a change, because I believe one of our another GA alum, Lisa, she was sharing her move to Canada. Another woman that I connect to, she was sharing her transition through coming up as well. Like, that's what people want to see. Like, it's not always a negative thing of I'm always down and I came back up, but they're like, look, I did that. I'm in the new space now, and this is how I'm also helping others transition. This is how I'm using my story to do other things, and you're telling the positives of that as well.
Yes, because that's what I say with changing the narrative, and that's what my vocal point is, and that's what you're always going to hear me say in whatever platform you're on. We had to
Mhm.
change the narrative, so institutionalized with understanding what something means in the dictionary.
Right.
I apply the dictionary words to my life as though I can get meaning from them. They don't provide meaning to me, and when I say that, it's not shortchanging those that have written it. It's not shortchanging those that have found out that information and have shared it. What it
Mhm.
is that I've applied the information that they've given me to my life, and
Right.
therefore I can be empowered by it. It's not a hindrance to me. And a lot of times we see words and we have them, and they become blocks to us. They become blocks
Mhm.
to us providing or obtaining or even living out our full potential because what this word says in this book. No, I don't
Right.
apply dictionary terms to what they say. I tie them to how they are performed in my life and how can I use them to be more in life. And this is why, because when you understand what something means, you're supposed to take that meaning and grow from it, right? So if a dictionary doesn't apply that and it doesn't provide that for me, how can I find growth in the words that you say I supposedly understand? Right?
Mhm.
That wasn't too deep. That's just me thinking outside the box. Okay, so
Right.
now I go into the book and I say, hey, this means this totally. What does it mean to Carl? So that's why I start saying changing the narrative because it's imperative for us to understand what we're doing in our lives makes sense, and
Mhm.
what we're providing for others also makes sense. So however we come about providing that, however we come about collaborating to obtain that, those are the things that we need to propel ourselves in. And this is what we're doing on Real Talk. We're providing these avenues. We're putting these people together. Not to say that they already had their own things doing their own things, but they've come to a mindset of wanting to share. Let's share community, right? Let's put it in. Real recognize real. Used to say that out in the streets all the time for all my street people. Yo, real recognize real. You ain't messing with nobody phony, right? Such as that, such as on the internet, such as in these spaces, such as in these communities, such as in these clubhouse streets, wherever streets you're in.
Mhm.
You ain't fooling with nobody negative. You ain't fooling with nobody fake. So let's keep it
Exactly.
real. Let's help each other out and let's move forward. What we got coming up for 2022, girlfriend? Because we got so much stuff, man. We want to add Rob in, but I don't know if he can come up off of
No,
this out west
Rob don't get
coast.
in. Rob is going to get on here.
We're going to add Rob on this west. He out there in the west coast hanging out west side. Rob,
But
don't be throwing up no
he's
gang
usually
sign
up
for the
at
west
like the
side.
crack of dawn.
West side.
I think he helps wake up the roosters.
Oh yeah, they probably on his backyard right there hanging out with that gopher that's in my yard. Yeah, they probably in the
Exactly.
backyard. But yeah, we got so much stuff going in 2022. We got a lot of things. We got a collaboration meeting. That's exactly the title that I'm giving it to me and Charlene's going to do, and we're going to bust out our whole 2022 itinerary. Right?
Mhm.
We're going to sit it down. We're going to put it out. We're going to bust it out, and we're going to be feeding you guys. Go check out my Instagram page at Carl Sean Watkins Consulting. I got on there on Facebook as well. Carl Sean Watkins Consulting. Going on there, I've highlighted the website, Real Talk Live Podcast.com. Go check us out. Now, it's not Real Talk Live, it's not Real Talk, all that other stuff, because there's a couple going to come up, but they ain't the real. It's Real Talk Live Podcast.com. Yeah, yeah. No, that's how you do beef, right? You start beef,
That's how you
you
do beef.
produce,
See,
you
and
produce,
that's
and
why a
then you
lot of
have
those rappers are acting up.
you produce beef, right? Then you stand on it, and then you get your street cred. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just
Lord.
kidding. You know, I have to take it to the comedic level. But y'all
Yes.
go and check out the Real Talk Live Podcast.com. We got past episodes on there, and it's also the booking information for you to come on and collab with us and book your appointments. We got a new booking system that we're putting into place because we don't want
Hmm.
nobody getting no misunderstandings. I think I shot that out in the first part, the first segment of the show. Want to make sure that people get their stuff and follow through. You know what I mean? So we don't want to have to do no impromptu shows, and we don't want to have to put your business out there in the street that you can't read.
Oh my
So
Lord. At
this
the
is
end of the day, we want to automate. I'm not.
yes.
We want to automate. That's why we're switching a lot of this up.
Mhm.
Um, so it can be a smooth
That's a
transition.
nice way. She putting it nice way, y'all. To be automated. We automated, but you know Carl stay on Salt Patrol. So that's what it's gonna be. We definitely gonna do that. And we got besides that, what's the personal things we got? Because we're gonna shoot out some personal stuff. We're gonna use this.
Well,
Well, we got about 14 minutes left.
personal.
We're gonna get our personal projections out because y'all already know if y'all stay tuned Tuesdays and Thursdays, 10 a.m. You're gonna be in a good place. I'm gonna tell you that right now. You're gonna be in a good place. We're gonna provide good content for you, good
Hmm.
guests. You know what I mean? We gonna and the next ones we ain't got Oprah yet. My next one we kind of bump off is Kelly and Ryan. We about to elbow them out the way in a minute. So once we push them off the set, then we come
You
up
using
with
the
you,
whole
Oprah.
elbow.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They just elbow right. They ain't really done that. I know Ryan Seacrest is a big dude, right? I know he didn't done all his other little stuff, but on the
Is he? He looks little.
talk show game, he ain't
Oh,
done
oh,
no.
oh, that.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, because
yeah,
he didn't produce a whole bunch of stuff. So I know he big
right.
in that level. You know what I mean? I saw his mansion on Cribs. So I mean he doing a little something, something. Yeah.
Yo, I'll tell you about Chris later, but
I digress sometimes, right?
I'll tell you about Cribs later. But personally, there's some things popping off in the back for me. I'm super excited about it. I'm not gonna divulge too much, but it's gonna take me to a whole nother level. And it's like I said, because of the work that I've been putting in, and sometimes I'm like, I don't know if it's a lot. It's apparently a lot. It's enough that it's giving other people to have some new eyes on me and allowing them to see me live, because it's different when you have pictures and you're writing, but when someone gets to see you in a video, they get to kind of see you more. You know what I mean? They get to connect with you more. So learning the power of video has been super exciting and helpful. So I know 2022, I'm already writing stuff out. Cause like Carl, I've been busting out my notebooks.
That's what I'm talking
Um,
about. Dollar General. Come on, let your boy.
Child. So and I gotten back the joy and the love of writing, because I always used to be complimented on my handwriting. And I never understood until I saw other people. I understand now.
Oh, I understand. Yes.
Because some chicken scratch I can't even read, honey. I'm like, what?
You'll
So I
understand it.
never I had to like really get into coming back to the art form of writing and loving that part of it, but also to make it real. So when you're writing out your thoughts and you're writing out your expectations and your goals, it kind of makes it real for you, and it forces you to really start to think, okay, well, what does this look like? What, if I was able to say now I have a six-figure business, what does that look like for me? And then as you're planning it out and as everything starts to unfold for you, because things that are happening in my personal is it's to the point like I'm thinking to myself like, where did all this come from?
Mhm.
But it's the same thing that I was telling you before, Carl, where um when I got on GMA, I was like, damn, where did this come from? But I actually spoke it out into existence, and I said, I'm going to be in PR, more PR events, and people going to see me, and I'm going to do something. And I would look at Good Morning America, and I was like, I'm going to be on Good Morning America. I don't know his butt,
Oh,
but I'm going to be on Good Morning America.
yeah, we
And,
pushing them too. Straight hand, we coming for
and I
y'all
just,
next, homie.
well, no, I'm not hosting because I'm not getting up every morning at
Oh
4 o'clock
wow, wow,
to
wow!
put on none
Just
of
when I
that.
start getting excited, homie. I'm an early bird. Let's get up out the bed.
No. I told you I wake up early. I always wake up at 4, sometimes 3, and I'm looking at the ceiling. So now when I look at the ceiling, I'm going to now start to think about what my day's going to look like. I'm going to
I'm
think about
looking at
all
the
the
ceiling, see
positive
if I can get
stuff.
some inspiration.
Yes,
I'm
I'm gonna
looking at
look at
my
all the
ceiling.
positive stuff that's gonna come through. But to me, to get up and be active,
Oh wow.
I don't know right now. I'm not
Okay.
gonna, I'm not gonna totally throw it out the window, but I don't know about right now.
Okay. We gonna work on that. We gonna work on that.
But in addition to all of that, I have 2 courses launching, which I'm super excited about because that also came from collaborations. So understanding, like, I wanted to do a course, I just wasn't sure how it's gonna come through. And then to have 2 amazing people come in and were like, you know what, let's do it together. And I was like, yeah, how about this? How about this? And we just, kicking off ideas
Mm-hmm.
and then saying, let's do this, let's try this. It can always change later, and you have somebody who's telling you, don't fixate on this, it can change later, let's just move forward and let's see how it goes. So yeah, so I'm super excited. Rob is one, Robert Berry, and we're doing the website rehab. If you want to get your website up in 6 days, we're gonna help you get through that. It launches December 7th, but you got to get in now because we're gonna shut it down right before the class starts. But we're gonna do that where we're gonna help people get in, understand what they need to do, and not just throw something up random. You're going to think this out. You're going to put it up because you already thought out what
Yes.
you want. You're going to think it out, put it up right, and then move on. But once you do that and once you've moved on, now it's time to level up. So if you are in a position to level up or you're about to be, Launch Ready Intensive. That's where me and Michelle, we get together and we're going to actually walk you through a website strategy. Some people hear it, but they don't understand what it is. So we're going to walk you through the beginning to the end, 5 processes where you're going to actually understand what it is that you need to do. And that is a 4-week course where we're going to actually sit down together, and it's intensive. When I say intensive, you're going to get a lot of information, but you're going to take action as well. So those are my 2 courses I'm super, super, super excited about. And yeah, right now they are live, they are ready. I will drop them in the chat as well. And Carl, I know with you, it's all about not just
Yeah.
vulnerability, but how to make it a
Yeah.
superpower. Tell them about the toolkit.
Yeah, we got the toolkit, guys. The vulnerability toolkit, the course, right? We're gonna walk you through 4 steps of empowerment, and that's exactly what it is. And I can give you the titles of them steps because you can't do nothing with them unless I teach you. The first one is
Hmm.
the introduction. You're gonna reintroduce yourself to you. We're gonna reintroduce you to you. We're gonna find out who you
Mm,
truly are and where you've lost yourself. Because I think a lot of people have lost themselves in the essence of trying to be this version of a leader, this version of the person, this version of my spouse, this version of, we've all trying to live everybody else version of who we should be. So I'm going to
mm,
reintroduce yourself to you. Once we do that, we're going to start letting loose some of these bad habits. That's step 2. We're going to break bad habits. All of those things that you've been putting into play, all those things that's been hindering you, holding you back, we're going to get rid of those. But when you break your bad habits, you got to put some new ones in. And that's what step 3 coming in. We're going to move forward. We're going to put in new ideas, new things, new stuff that's just going to create the you in you. So we're going to
mm.
do that. And therefore, we're just going to watch the breakdown. We're going to see all of this work together. And then we're going to continue to 1 through 3. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes when you get those directions on close and you get to the 4th step, and then it said repeat steps 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
This is what this course is going to provide. It's a never ending cycle of you growing and development. No, you're not going to find this nowhere else. I'm not going to keep selling you this, but it's going to provide you a blueprint of how you can continue to do that way down the line. When you get back off track, reintroduce
Hmm.
yourself again, get yourself back in alignment, break bad habits, move forward, the breakthrough. It's going to go on through your life. It's a cycle that I built. It's a cycle that I worked through. It's tried and true. I continually to put myself through this model because at points of times of talking with others, I mean, Charlene put it on the head. Sometimes you get in these places where you're stuck, you overthink, you're putting too much on. Okay, reintroduce yourself. Where was I really starting this for? Who was this
Right.
really for? What was this really about? Let me get in line with my core values. Let me get in line with the things that I'm about, that I'm authentic in. and then just keep going. So that's my toolkit. I'm also bringing the reflections. Yes, I started the reflections back. I think it was the end of 2020 when I did that, and it was successful in the essence of how it was. But I've grown so much from that point. And I was talking to someone, they was like, bring the reflections back because you touched a
Mm,
lot of good things in that where people need to gravitate through that through their vulnerability. We're going to reflect over what 2020 has taught you. And I'm saying 2020 because I know we're still in a pandemic and we're still going through it. But 2020 was the fan hitting for everybody. We
right.
all had to come about and do some things. So I'm bringing back the reflections. Haven't made myself up if there's going to be a course. I'm just going to be doing that on the videos, 1 minute takers, 1 minute tickers on that. But that's coming up in 2022. And what else we got? I'm doing a bonanza where I'm going to be doing vulnerability and branding. Yeah, I know about branding. You know how I know? Because I know vulnerability is the key to it, right?
Yep.
No, I'm not the branding professional, but I know what it takes to brand you. You have to understand who you are to brand yourself. A lot of these people want to put colors together, say that match with what you got. I'm gonna say what matches you authentically and how you can brand yourself. So I got that coming out. I'm also be doing a bonanza coming up next week for 3 weeks. I'm going to be on a panel with five other geniuses because that's just what they are all across the globe. I got one from Malaysia, I think one from Singapore, Germany. Like we got some people all over, and
Mm.
we're doing a branding bonanza, and we're just gonna be talking from different aspects of our genius or how you can brand yourself. And phew, I'm running out of breath. I got so much stuff going on. Can you
Well,
imagine?
what we gonna
Can
do
you
is
imagine
focus
being
on
me?
the what we gonna do is focus on what's about to expire. You gonna leave these people hanging, and you got something expiring soon. You bugging.
Oh yes, I'm giving up with that because I'm ending with that. I'm just trying to think of something. You know, sometimes I,
I hear
whew,
you.
you
I
got to
hear
take a
you.
deep breath. You have so much stuff going on. You don't want to forget now, right?
King
But
Carl got
yes,
like four. I told you, King Carl had 40 shows. I think he's down to 40. No, I think he's down to 38.
I'm at
He had
38 now. I
40. I
dropped
think he's
yeah,
down
I
to
dropped a
38.
couple. I'm on to. I got
But
invited to
he's
three
picking up
shows
like
today.
six more. I can't with
Yes,
him.
yes, I got to because look, it's about putting it out there. It's about people to be saved. You know what I mean? You know how my man, what's that little guy that was on everybody rap for a while? The little one with all the tattoos over his face with the dreads. I don't
I,
remember his
I, I
name
know
because
who
that
you're
ain't
talking
my
about, but
thing.
I can't.
But he's out west with the gold teeth and stuff.
I know who you're talking
At
about.
one point in time in the summer, he was on like about 9 people's songs. Like Lil Wayne, that's his name, Lil Wayne. He was on like about 9 people's songs, right? And I was like, this little dude is everywhere. But I called his marketing genius. What he was putting himself out there, this talent. He wasn't doing nothing but
Hmm.
saying a few bars on everybody's song, on Drake's song, on Kanye's song. He was in everybody's stuff. But
Yeah.
everybody knew this little guy. So this is what Carl trying to be, y'all. I'm trying to be that little guy that you know about vulnerability, right? So I can get up there and then I can elbow Brene Brown. Yeah, I'm coming, girl. All right, for let, me, let me
They
get
were
back
like,
on
bro, who?
target.
Bro, who? Who
Yeah, that's what they're gonna be like. Renee, who?
that?
No, for this month of Thanksgiving, right? Every single day this month, I'm offering my November Thanksgiving special. I'm giving you 20% off of my 1 hour vulnerability session, right? What this includes, we're going to work on 3 goals. Your top 3 goals of what you want to move forward to in 2022. I'm going to give you 3 actionable steps on how you're going to be able to put those in play and move forward on those goals, right? And then I'm going to put it together for you in a vulnerability plan. Yes, that's what I'm calling it. That's the title of it. It's a vulnerability plan for how you're going to see and move and navigate with those actionable steps.
Mhm.
What you're good at, what you're not good at, what you need help in, where you need a plug in. And you're going to be your authentic self in getting over in 2022. Because we putting out real people in 2022. And if you're not part of it, man, we're going to leave you in 2021 with the dust on your feet. So those are some of the great things we got. And much as I can remember, if I forgot you, yeah, I got a billion shows. So you guys got to look out because I'm always putting up. Somebody's like, yo, you post like every 5 minutes. Yes, so does Macy's. I get a text from Macy's every 5 minutes about their little 30 to
Tell
60%
it.
off. You know what I
Tell
mean? They
it.
blow my text messages up with telling me about their little
Tell it.
special that I knew about last week. But they telling me every day so I don't forget. So that's how I'm doing. I'm
And
posting
just
every
to
day.
close off, before
Yes.
we say our goodbyes, I just want people to understand when you are, even if it's just not you making money or running a business, if you have a
Mhm.
social cause, if you have somebody that
Yes.
you want to support, you still have to tell people. And talking about it once, especially if you're on social media, it's not going to work. You have to post at least 4 5 times, depending on which platform you're on. And it's because of the way they say algorithms, right? They're not going to show your stuff to everybody that you
Right.
follow. So if you have 10,000 people, it will not be guaranteed that those 10,000 saw your post at any particular given time. And let's remember, if you have 10,000 followers, someone else has 5,000, someone else has 30,000, whatever that may look like for everybody else, their feeds are
Mhm.
going to look different. Their feed only does not only show you. So let's not put that into the atmosphere that, oh, I just need to do this one time. You need to post it, share it, talk about it with other people, comment on things, and then comment on other people's things too. So let's not
Absolutely.
dump and jump. Let's start
Oh,
let's start to actually cultivate relationships. So if you share something, go around, you still have your phone on you, so start
mhm.
looking at other people's posts, start reading other people's
Absolutely.
things, and don't just hit the like. Read it.
Yeah,
Sometimes
read it.
I
Read
feel
it.
like people don't read it. They just saw you
Man.
posted and
And
click,
just hit like, yeah, don't let me
right?
go in there. We ain't got
Read
no
it.
time. We
If you
already
don't
at
have
our
time
hour.
to read it right now, save the post, come back to it later.
Because
That's an
people are looking
option
for
as
that.
well.
Yeah, they're looking for that engagement. I'm glad you said that. I'm gonna hit that real quick. I'm gonna hit that like a hit and run. People are putting posts on because they looking for your engagement. Yes, I know we got a thing with these polls and they're asking ridiculous questions. But you know what? I answer everybody poll that come in my notification. You know why? Because I'm thinking in my mind that us as adults, they're putting that stuff in there for the works of trying to get an answer to something that they're asking, right? So what? It may not make sense to you how they put it, how they articulate it, but they're looking for people to respond to it, right? And on LinkedIn, we're all kind of like professionals. So it's not Instagram. I'm taking a picture of a stack of pancakes and I'm telling you this what I'm eating for breakfast. There's some thought that come in a lot of these posts. So encourage these people that, some of these people are putting it on to try to get feelers out so they can be comfortable with delivering their message. So we got to be a community that's embracing and not being so harsh about, "Oh, I think these posts are dumb." I just want to shoot that out because a lot of people have been saying that on polls that I've been saying. And now, if you haven't done a poll, yeah, if you haven't done a poll, like somebody even done a poll, do you think polls are nonsense? They did a poll on asking that poll question. Like, I'm not putting your names up
But
there.
my whole thing is, if you feel like, okay, I see the poll, I don't get it, I don't understand it, you can actually DM the person and say, hey, I didn't understand the poll, I
Or
didn't
put it
understand
in the
the question.
comments. I saw what you wrote. I did because people going back to their comments and reading it like we
True,
do on this
true.
show. Put in the comments, yo, I didn't catch this post. Explain it to me. DM me. No, I mean, you
Mhm.
never know. That networking person who you trying to play because they got a poll on there, they might be next door neighbors to somebody who could change your life. So
Right.
you just have to remember those kind of things. You
Next
never
door
know who's
neighbors,
going
they
to come.
might be married,
They
or
might
they
be
their
the
child might be, or their
right.
parent might be the person who's going to
Yeah,
change your life. It takes 2 seconds to be kind,
it
and
does.
less to be thoughtful.
That's it.
So
That's it. Because you know me, I don't like the non I don't like the thoughtfulness, and sometimes I get on my spiritual soapbox. But I want us to be kind to everybody. Yeah, I'm always kind to Charlene. We got this Pam and Martin relationship.
always.
You guys know that. You know that. You know what I mean? Know that.
Always.
Yeah. She get on my nerves, but
You take up the shadow more than me, so I ain't even trying to hear you today.
no, no, it's just like that. If y'all know about Martin, y'all I know y'all know about Martin. Y'all watch Martin and Pam. Like Martin and
Yes.
Pam, they always went at it, but Martin would do anything for Pam, and Pam knew she would for Martin. So that's how we do. But yeah, Shadow's my man because I love them cat reels. Go ahead, Shadow. I'm trying to get you on TV, boy.
Anyway.
All right, so I appreciate y'all putting up with us today. We had another lovely, funny show. We'll be back on Thursday. We'll be back on Thursday at 10 o'clock. We'll be over on my
Yes.
platform, and we'll have another amazing guest, and we'll be covering some more great information. But for now, we thank you all. We appreciate everybody that came by. I'm not gonna run through names. I want to give a special shout out for Orlando, though. I appreciate you, Orlando. The use of the PNR broadcasting. Thank you. I appreciate that, and I want to make sure that you guys get it in. Check out all the links. Go back and check it out on hashtag replay because we got real. Real recognize real, y'all. We thank y'all for showing up.
Thank you
Deuces.
guys. Later.